Discourse Now, I'm Mark Small.
And I'm Paul Ogden.
Last time we checked, you were.
Yes, exactly. Mark, we had some rain. That 100% came through. Not the day that it was 100%, but the following day when it was 20% chance of rain, it rained, but on the day it was 100%, it didn't rain.
So add them up, it's 120%, divided by 2, it's 60. It came out.
It came out.
Yeah.
So we got a little bit of rain.
Hoping
for more.
Oh, yeah. This is July 28, 2012. We are filming at the Indianapolis Museum of Art during the Indianapolis International Film Festival. And our guest today is Adam Newell. Adam, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
We were going to have you on the show a week ago. We were trying to stream live here, but apparently you can't stream things out of the museum. Mm-hmm. So, Adam, you did a film, directed, wrote.
Yep, directed and wrote.
We're in it.
Actually, we're in it.
Yeah, I played a little character. I'm only in about 8 minutes, but memorable 8 minutes.
And it's video stop?
Mm-hmm.
And that's your second film, right?
Yeah, it's my second feature film. Shot it here in Indy. Everybody that's involved is from Indianapolis, all the actors, the crew.
What was the inspiration for the movie?
About 3 years ago, a buddy of mine, Nathan Boyer, came up to me. He played R.J. McReady, the lead character. He's been in a couple other films with his other group.
Yeah, with the beard.
Yeah. He makes films with really, really big show. He came up to me, though, and said, hey, I've always wanted to do a movie about my experiences at a video store. And we always pitch movies back and forth, so I said, write 30 funny things that happened, and we'll see what we can do. Next day he wrote them, and the very first thing he wrote was the very first scene in the movie. So
all the things that happened in the movie may or may not have been based on...
I used about 12 out of those 30.
Because there's one scene in particular I'm very fond of.
Which one?
The older lady comes up, and she's renting videos.
That did happen. That was a real story.
And the guy gets on the computer. I can't remember which character it was. Gets on the computer, punches it in, and says she has late fees.
Right.
And so the older woman asks what the movies were, and it was 3 pornographic movies with very descriptive titles. And so she gets on the cell phone, calls her husband and starts screaming at him for doing this, and storms out the store. And then the other clerk says, "Oh, you got the wrong person. You got the same name but wrong person."
Blair Johnson. Yes.
Sorry, Blair Johnson. I couldn't remember the name.
That's a little bit of a spoiler, but it's giving one scene in the film to try to
tons of funny stuff. So.
Yeah,
it does.
Before we go any further, if people want to order a copy of Video Stop,
yeah, it's $10. You go to our website, grillbust.com, GRILBUST. So we'll put it in the mail for you.
Where's Grill Bust come from?
That was from an old high school term. It's kind of transformed into the movie's so funny it'll bust your grill. Grill's another term for mouth.
Oh, okay.
For when in the late '90s, rappers would get grills, golden teeth and stuff. So when I was in high school, me and my buddies were like, grill bust. Whenever you're busting someone's grill, you're busting someone's chops. And then we were at a party one day with Jeff Sharp. And parents were out of town. We were all drinking, and we were hammered.
Drinking alcohol?
Oh, yeah. Weren't of age, but, things you do when you're a senior in high school. And literally, we're on the back porch, and my buddy's trying to walk inside and falls over and just knocks over the grill, and it gets busted, flies apart, 50 million pieces, and then Grill Bust just
had double meaning.
Yeah, it started to have all these different meanings within our, friend group. So I always kept Grill Bust around, and I wanted to use it. In 2006, when I started making short films, I coined Grill Bust Productions. So.
That's cool. By the way, there's music in the background. We are not trying to take this music in any copyrighted way. It just happens to be in the background, and is kind of a little bit loud. But when you shot this, how many cameras did you use?
Just one camera, Panasonic GH2 DSLR camera. Looks like a still photography camera.
What used to be 35 millimeter cameras.
Right.
But you can put different lenses on.
We put a pancake lens on it, so really give us a wide angle feel. And it's a nice 35 millimeter lens, so we can control the depth of field and really make it look like a movie.
And when people talk about films now, you're really not shooting film.
Right. Everything is digital. Yeah.
Yeah, because acetate or celluloid or cellulite or cellulose or whatever it is would be quite expensive.
It's very, very expensive. And that's what kind of was the barrier of entry up until probably about 10 years ago. Then these cameras started to get kind of affordable. Well,
that's the thing. I took film at DePaul. It was the first time they'd offered a film class.
Right.
And we shot using a video camera and just to practice. And then we had 8 millimeter cameras.
Right.
But there were only 4 of them for the class.
Right.
And then you had to shoot the film, and then I shot a film after the class was done, and I had a little editor that was like, you rig up 2 reels, and then you're taking it through this little screen, and then you had to splice it with the sprockets just right. And then you had to do the sound so to be synchronous, because I didn't shoot it in sound.
Right.
And all that costs money. You buy the film and you pay for it to be developed.
Right.
Now it's digital, and I blogged on this morning talking about the festival. This really broke down a lot of barriers for people.
Oh, absolutely. And especially recently in the last like 2 or 3 years with the DSLR cameras, I mean, that, to put it in perspective, to get a picture quality that good right now, that camera cost me $1,000. To get that picture quality 5 years ago, it would have cost $70,000.
Wow.
So that's how far it's come, and it's only going to get better and more accessible.
When you edit, do you have a specific software you use for editing?
Yep. Final Cut Pro really changed the game up last July, and a lot of people got angry, but I took the change well because they started from scratch, and you had to relearn editing with Final Cut X or Final Cut 10. They went from Final Cut 7 right up to Final Cut 10, so big jump, big revolution in the editing world, and I relearned it, and I love it. I think it's the best editing software I've ever used.
Have you used Adobe Premiere? And
I haven't used Adobe Premiere, but from what Final Cut 7 was, it's not even the same contest, especially when you're shooting on DSLR cameras, because the audio, you can't record audio, so you're recording your audio separate, and then you have to sync it. With Final Cut 7, you would have to get a sub-program called Pluralize and get those 2 to sync. Now with Final Cut 10, all I have to do is click on my audio clip and click on my video clip, and everything syncs automatically.
Yeah, and just so people get perspective, they're watching out there, if you're looking at like an editing board, a lot of times there'll be 2 lines, one for video and one for audio, and you've got to get the 2 in line, or else you've got somebody talking.
Yeah, like a Japanese film, it looks like. Yeah.
And actually, Woody Allen's first film was What's Up, Tiger Lily. He bought the rights to a Japanese detective movie and dubbed it in English, and it was about trying to find the recipe to the world's best egg salad or something. That was what he did.
So what is? You briefly talked about the movie that it was based on. Just give an overview of the movie, if you would.
Right, it's a coming-of-age Midwestern comedy where the main character is working a dead-end job at a video store. He's really kind of down on
he meets an old girlfriend from college.
He runs into an old friend. He starts to realize he wants more to life. He kind of goes after this girl, and then through some crazy experiences, he becomes a better person and finds that he wants to get back into riding, which was his true passion.
Now, you played the guy that was doing the flex running?
Permaflex.
Permaflex.
Yeah, it's a character, Derek Flowers. It's kind of based off the P90X guy where he invents his own workouts.
He runs while he's flexed, like this.
Flex every muscle in your body.
And then you stopped at one point. It was
downtime calisthenics.
You move, but you don't
ever
do the same movement.
It's all about muscle confusion and muscle delusion.
His characters in there is really good.
Yeah, and I just came up with that on a whim. I knew we needed something kind of to give it a jolt of comedy every so often, and plus we needed a weed dealer because one of the things Nathan gets caught up with in is his vices. So I really wanted him to.
Yeah, he had a drinking problem. I think.
Yeah, he started to drink too much, smoke too much.
Pot,
So we needed a drug dealer. I thought it'd be funny if it wasn't just a regular drug dealer. It was like a workout guy.
Yeah. I was surprised when that was the drug dealer. It was the workout guy.
Right.
It was mostly filmed here in Indianapolis. A lot of Broad Ripple scenes.
Oh, a lot of Broad Ripple. I'm from Broad Ripple. I love Broad Ripple. So Broad Ripple in downtown. Yeah.
You shot some of the scenes, so you had to find the store up in Frankfurt.
Right. We had to get a commercial location, and the only one we could find was up in Frankfurt. It was an empty movie gallery. So it worked out perfect.
Yeah, video stores there aren't that many around.
Right, and the Blockbuster ones, the ones you see all around town, Indianapolis, they want $5,000 a month. The one up
but
there.
They're empty.
And exactly, that's what we thought. We thought we could just go in there, and then they want insurance, they want all this stuff. We got this one place to rent it out. It was before we got in there. It was a fireworks store, so they just rented it out for next to nothing. I think they gave it to us for $1,500, and they never asked for insurance. Just ran in there.
Yeah, why not? And they made money.
Yeah.
When did you first get interested in making films?
I've been making films since I was a little kid with my older sister. Running around the house with the VHS camera, making little horror movies.
What's the first movie that you remember watching as a kid? Just remember.
The first movie I remember watching over and over again on repeat was Little Monsters with Fred Savage. And it's when he goes to the underground world and runs around with the monsters. I think Howie Mandel plays the main monster, Maurice.
I do remember his TV show, 70s. Well, not 70s. What was the name of the show? I can't. Fred Savage. I can't remember.
Wonder Years.
Yeah,
Wonder Years. Wonder Years.
Yeah, but that was a little Fred Savage.
Right.
He's a bigger Fred Savage now.
Yeah, he was, I would say, I think 12. He was like my age in it, so it was neat watching him.
Yeah.
So you're 12?
I was 12 when
when
I fell in love with that movie.
Oh,
so how many?
8.
How many festivals is the movie playing in?
We've got into 4 so far, including Indy International, and we got Gen Con next month. So it's going to play.
Gen Con's here?
Oh yeah, it's a big deal. They get 36.
Really big.
Yeah, 36,000 people to this convention.
Wow.
It's the biggest gaming board convention in the world. It's 46th year that they're doing it, and 8 years ago they added a film festival arm to it.
Yeah.
So they're going to be showing some
I
films.
did not know that.
Yeah, so if you want to come out, I think at the shows are free. There's no price. When I go to the website, it says $0. So I think it's free screenings. It's Friday.
That's within our price range.
Friday, August 17th at 6:30, and then Saturday, August 17th at 8 o'clock. And what's cool about that is we had one of the actors, Foyt, the guy that plays Foyt in the movie, the brother.
I remember which one Foyt was.
He was the one that gets insulted and then he runs off. Anyways, he's one of the guys that works at the video store, and he's in a band called 5 Year Mission, which is a Star Trek tribute band, and they're playing right after our screening, and their band's hilarious. Cool. They literally, their goal is to make a song for every episode of the original Star Trek.
That's 86 songs.
Yeah, and they're halfway through. They're on CD too. So if you watch them, they play the episodes in the background during the song, and it's like hardcore rock and roll. And they dress up in the full outfits. Really? So like Chris wears like the Spock one, the blue one, and it's pretty cool. And
nobody wants to wear like their red shirt.
They have one. I think one of them.
Yeah, but the security people always die.
Right.
And so,
red shirts.
They cannot take it anymore. So in that festival, is this the first festival this Video Stop's been in?
That is Screen. Yeah, we got a award of merit from the Accolade Film Festival in LA, and then we got an official finalist award from the Las Vegas Film Festival.
That's cool. So, did you go out to Vegas for that?
No, it was this week. It was the same weekend as this. So.
Chose this over Vegas?
Yeah. No, I figured I'd be more accessible to the people around, and it's kind of the hometown. So.
The one character is one. I always struggled to get the politically correct term. That played a mentally disabled individual.
Was Chris, who's in 5 Year Mission.
Okay,
That was Foyt, yeah.
That was a really good acting job.
Yeah, he's an amazing. I think he's the best actor in the city. Chris Bergen, who's in that band 5 Year Mission. He's a really talented guy. Plays a ton of instruments, sings.
Yeah, because it was a very believable character.
Yeah,
well,
good job.
Adam, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for having me, man.
Well, thanks for coming the second week after our tech screwed up last week.
No worries.
We really appreciate it.
Great.
And when you have something else going on, give us a shout. And again, your website is?
Grillbus.com. Come and visit us. You can follow how we're doing in the film festivals and also buy the DVD.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Take care.
All right.
Guest today.